up, guys? Today we were making waffles. Me and my friend, Indy. My dad calls her 45, so if you hear, like, in the background, her being addressed as 45, that is what he calls her.
But what is your position? What chef are you?
An executive chef or.
And 45, what's yours?
I'm higher than her, she just doesn't want to admit it.
You're the assistant?
Assistant?
You're the executive chef, what, 3, 5, 6, 7?
I'm like 8.
8?
She just doesn't want to admit it. I'm 3rd.
So what are we doing now? What step are we on?
What is it, step 2?
Yeah. We're mixing the wet ingredients right now.
So we were making waffles from scratch because I wanted waffles, so that's what we were gonna make. And we had a waffle mix, but it went bad. So we had to toss it, and then we had to go get like 3 things from the store and come back to the house and make these waffles. And since I was really in dire need to get some waffles, obviously I got some waffles. So here in this clip, you can see me trying to find which like whip size I was supposed to put in there, and as you can see, I found one of them, but then I couldn't find the other one that was like gonna fit just right because it just didn't want to fit, and I was like, why isn't it fitting? So I had to keep retrying them, and I actually found one, and then it wasn't even the right size. Like when I made my right size, like when both of them were in there, it just didn't fit right, and I was like, oh my god, I was just struggling for this whole like 3 minutes. I was looking for a whip to put in this mixer so I could just beat these eggs. And so after a long time of looking for a whip that would fit, I just ended up using one. Like, I was not finna mess with these whips. I just used one, and I just beat the eggs because the egg, not the yolk, but the, whatever the other stuff is called. But I did that instead because it just wasn't working for me to get 2 of them. And I was also using a really small bowl, which, mind you, this took forever. Like, it should not have taken that long. Like, I was getting tired. It was taking too long. It was such a long process. Like, I don't even know why we needed to do all this for some waffles. It was like to make them fluffy or whatever, but they came out how normal waffles would if you put them in a waffle maker. Like, you can't make fluffy waffles in a waffle maker that only opens so much. You know what I mean? Okay, and then as you see here, Indy took over. But before anybody thinks that like I just gave up, I definitely did a lot of that, but I was getting like frustrated at the fact that it was taking so long because I'm an impatient person and I really just wanted the waffles. Like, it should have not have taken that long to make these eggs fluffy way like that. And we didn't even do it all the way. I was just too impatient and I wanted it done. Okay, and then here now you have us putting in that fluffy egg into our mix. It wasn't like all the over the top type beat that we were supposed to do, but it's whatever. And this is when we started putting in our wet ingredients. Now, one thing my dad has told me as being a chef and a baker is that you don't, well, mainly as a baker, that you don't put in like all your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients. And in this, we indeed did put all of our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients, which caused it to be like a little bit too watery, but it was fine because at the end of the day, they were cooked and they still tasted good, and I didn't really care. But you can tell that they were just a tad bit too watery, so when I made them the second time off camera, I didn't put all the liquid mix in there, or the wet ingredients, because I didn't like want that to happen. Like, I poured like all of it that time, but when I did on my own, I only poured like a 3/4 of it. Okay, so this was by far my favorite part, putting in the chocolate chips. If you've never had chocolate chip waffles, they are absolutely devouring. Unless you're like allergic to chocolate, then I don't recommend because you can't eat chocolate. But honestly, I just wanted chocolate waffles, like chocolate chip waffles. I've actually never had them before. This is the first time I've ever had them, And I'm telling you, best thing in the whole world. They absolutely tasted amazing. Like, they were so good, and I highly recommend if you're gonna make waffles with your friends, significant others, parents, definitely make chocolate chip waffles. These were so good. The recipe that we use will be linked down below, but this was not a part of the recipe. We kind of just added our own chocolate chips into it because I wanted them, and they don't have to be a certain type of chocolate chips, but we used Hershey chocolate chips because my dad made some chocolate chip cookies a while back, and those are chocolate chips that he just so happened to have. Personally, I don't know how much you're supposed to put inside of a waffle maker. I never have. As long as we had this waffle maker, I've never known the exact amount, like how many so-and-so cups or anything. So I kind of just estimated. So the waffle, when we took it out, it wasn't fully done, but it was definitely a waffle, and it works. So if anybody has tips or tricks to know how much you should definitely add inside of your waffle maker, you should let us know. This is what the waffle did end up turning out like. Here's me putting my next one in. The batch that we used for this waffle size maker, we only got about 4 waffles in it, and probably about 4 full waffles if you like put it in there right. When I made my next mix, I also made 4 waffles out of it, but this is a pretty big waffle maker, so just keep that in mind. And this is what our second waffle looks like. That one was a little bit more full, but I made the waffles and I was very proud of myself, as you could see.